Hey everyone, and Jim here, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we are going to be playing a game called World War II Online Battleground Europe, and this is this is kind of a different view on games that revolve around the famous World War II. I've been if I'm not playing Minecraft, I'm basically playing this game. So now, this has all been pre-recorded, and I am recording my voice separately because when I'm playing this game, I am fully concentrated. Like, my face or my nose is touching the screen because just the scale of this map is huge. When I mean huge, we have the entire country of Belgium, northern France, southern Holland, a little bit of Germany, and the far peninsula of the UK all in one map. It's like, what? So that's one thing that I really love about this game, is that there's no separate maps. It's one huge map, and in order to get from one place to another, you either have to run, which is what I'm doing right now, or drive a truck, ride in a truck, or ride on a tank and do all that. But I don't really call this like a game. I more call this like World War II simulator, for Christ's sake. Because I actually have no idea what that was. So now it's going to take a while for me to explain what this game is and how it works. So I'm going to do my best while this portion of the video is going on. Basically, it is the Germans versus the French and the English. And this whole game is all player run. The missions are created by players, and it is taken on by players. So like when you're attacking a town, like if the Allies are attacking an Axis occupied town, then the Axis will be notified that this town is being attacked. We need someone to start up a mission, a defensive mission there, and then the people playing as the Germans can spawn in that city and start defending it. And vice versa with attack, where the leader can set up mobile spawn points, and the defenders basically have to push back the attackers, find the mobile spawn point, which is really difficult, and destroy the spawn point, and basically that pushes them way back. And that's basically how the front lines work. And if you see that building that I walked into before, and the one I'm walking up to right now, this one with the dark gray roof and the cobblestone wall, those are the buildings that you need to capture, because right here you can see at the top of the screen the French flag. And right as I come in here, you notice on the bottom right hand, you see a Hasselt depot, and then the enemy can capture. So if an enemy infantry is in this building, then they are capturing the building, and the more players that are in that building, the faster you can cap it. So as of right now, we are on the attack for the town of Hasselt, and basically, this town is kind of separated into two parts, where we spawned on the southern section, and there's an entire northern section with a river passing right through it. So that is our current goal right now. You can hear all the guns going off. That's something too. Every single gun has its own unique sound. So I'm pretty sure somewhere in here you hear like a really cracky bullet sound. And that's the sound of a German rifle. And you can see me reacting to these bullet sounds whenever I'm running and I all of a sudden drop to my stomach. And yeah, because I know there's a German somewhere around there. And in this game, you do not want to get killed. Like, you are trying to stay alive in this game, because it is a pain having to spawn back in one of those spawn points, or even a mobile spawn point, because then you have to run all the way back, which is annoying. And if you just saw that the map, You could see how the town is laid out. Right there. Did you hear that? That is the sound of the German rifle. And you could see that I reacted to it by getting down and crawling and wondering where it is. So while all this is going on around me, I'm trying to push up and stay down. And if you can see in the text box, the purplish, pinkish, or magenta words signifies the leader of the mission. So he's saying that need 1 guard HCP and rest move in town north. So he's telling at least 1 person guarding each cap point while the rest of us push forward. Obviously, I'm one pushing forward because otherwise this video would be completely boring as hell. So a lot of the beginning of this video is me pushing up. I'm looking around to see if there's any Germans here because this is kind of the midpoint between the southern and northern part of the town. So making sure that there are no opposing infantrymen in this facility. And I know this building in front of me is a pretty popular spot because of open windows and it's a 2-story. I prefer to like to go in those. And it turns out that this building is clear, even though I don't go to the top. See a destroyed tank over there, smoke. You can start seeing the northern part of town through the trees. Now this is when I noticed that the majority of the gunfire and what's happening is happening on the opposite side of the road. You can see the artillery / tank batteries going off. So yeah, and each of those like trucks with the flag over them, that signifies where a capture point is. So then here I noticed that there's another kind of ruined building over to my right. So I go to make sure that the windmill's cleared and then I move forward. Little thing on the mini map. If you look up on the mini map on the upper right screen, see a skull and crossbones. That signifies where one of your fellow comrades has been killed. So like the one thing I love to point out about this game is that the graphics are not like the other games that we have today, like with Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. And to some, that might draw them away from the game, but the experience you get while playing the game, it can be really nerve-wracking, let me tell you. It's like throughout this entire time I'm running through this field, I'm constantly looking forward and seeing if there's any infantrymen over here because they can be really small and you really have to look. And you have to be really concentrated because unlike all the other war games, you typically have like a kill cam or your screen moves into where the person that killed you was. That doesn't happen in this game. When you're dead, a little box will appear up on your screen notifying that you've been killed in action, and then you like click out of that and then it just circles around your body. I mean, sometimes you can play this game or on a mission like when you're not attacking a town, or even when you're going up on a town, which the way I am now, it's like I could be shot right now not even knowing where the enemy was, and I'll probably never know where that guy was. So just like the realism that is put into this game really gives it that war feeling, like you gotta stay down. It's like, it's really like when you're in a town, which will be at the further in this video, it is really nerve-wracking. Because I know at this point, I can get shot, and then I'll have to walk or run that entire way again. And that is something I do not want to do. So this is the generic area where the capture point is. So now I need to figure out where to go from here. And the building in front of me seems to be the prominent choice. And another thing, you can't jump or open doors. That it can be a little bit annoying, and the motion is smooth, but it can really screw you over. Like in reality, your reaction time can be like change at an instant, and here you slowly stop, and then like when you're turning, so like it kind of feels really out of sync, and it can really mess up your aiming, especially when you're in a town. It's probably the only problem I have with this game, but otherwise I really recommend this. Not to mention that it is huge, so if you have a small computer or a computer that can't hold much, this game might not work on that computer. Alright, so at this point I've located the position of the capture point, and you can see a green skull crossbones that's slowly floating up in the air. That tells me that the guy in front of me has just been killed. So right here is the capture point. This is where it gets really sketchy, because I know in my mind that there's probably a crap ton of Germans in there, and they're probably all going to gangbang on me. And that is something I don't want to do. And if you notice on the mini-map, the more troops are just now coming up. So I'm basically waiting for reinforcements to arrive, because I know for a fact I can't handle what could possibly be in that building at the time. And you know, everyone else is pushing forwards. And this time I spot an enemy gun and I get shot at, so I'm getting the hell out of there. Yeah, the majority of our forces are coming in from the west. I'm sorry, I'm bad with my east and west. I always get them mixed up. So after I waited for a moment, that artillery battery ended up destroying my full cover. But then this tank in front of me showed up, basically, and the artillery basically fell back or retreated back into the town. So then I was clear to move in. And what do I see? A dead German. But it turned out we already captured that spawn point, so I continued to move in. And those little green shacks that you saw while I was running in and I was looking at while I was running, those are where enemies can spawn too. So you can see I'm coming up. I'm looking, seeing if enemies are coming in. But I know I'm going to die there, so I move in and try to find a building to go in with a good view. Eventually I find one right in here, right on the front line, and yet it's kind of, the buildings around me kind of give me more cover. It does give me limited space, like all I can see are the two windows. But yeah, you can see German soldiers coming in and out of here all the time. So I figured I'm going to camp here a while and rack up some kills. Preferably, I like to keep a good amount of distance between me and the enemy. Because when you get really close to an enemy trooper, things can get really hectic. And about that nerve wreck that I explained earlier in the video, this is the kind of moment that I'm talking about. It's the moment where you are finally ranking up kills, and yeah, you could get killed at any moment because they have an idea of where the fire is coming from. So at this point, you can, if you look really closely, you could see the Germans coming to that window, looking out, but then by the time they can spot me, they're already dead. And even the bullets, the kills, are very accurate. Like that last guy I shot, that was a one-hit kill. I shot him in the chest. Typically, what happens when you get shot in the chest? You die. So just another part of realism that has been incorporated into this game. Unfortunately, I missed him. And throughout the remainder of me being in this building, there has been no one. And that's another thing I've noticed about Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. When on the mini-maps, little red dots show up whenever the enemy infantry fires their weapon. That doesn't happen in this game. You physically need to get down, open the mini-map, and do what I did with that artillery. You need to mark the location of where the enemy is, and you see all those red marks. So that is. And I'm kind of calling BS on that one. There are a little bit of hackers in this game. Not many, though. See, he's now firing at me. And somehow he managed to get on the roof, like really quickly. So this last guy is pretty questionable of his actions. So yeah, I finally get killed. 1 cap, 10 kills. Really good. I very rarely do that well in this game. So that's basically the gist of what I can explain right now. Like, originally was 59 minutes long. So I had to cut it down and do all that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like this game. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more.